So I think the Beige Book is confirming what investors have known for the past few weeks, which is that the economy is really sharply contracting here in the month of March and in the month of April as well. And today we also got the first hard data confirmation of that with retail sales and with industrial production. So I think it's pretty clear at this point that we've begun a pretty deep recession here in the U.S. and around the world. I think the action for this week is a little bit away from the short-term economic data and a little bit more into, number one, how is this impacting the micro? How is it impacting companies, and what are they doing to position themselves? And number two, where do we go from here? And that's really the most important question right now. It's that next phase of reopening. And we hope that there's more of a realization that this is going to be a slow process, a gradual process, one that has fits and starts, and that's really dominated still by the healthcare issue. And I think that's what you're seeing in the markets today, is you're seeing the realization that we're not quite past the storm. It's not smooth sailing from here quite yet.
It really is, Gabriela, as you say. Where do we go from here? And Mike, how quickly do we get there? So what, Mike, is the cautious, prudent thing to do with my money right now? Where should I be, if I have incremental money left, where should I be overweight? Where should I be underweight?
So first of all, let me go back to and follow up on something that Gabrielle said, because I do think, the Beige Book report is, gives us kind of this grim confirmation of what we already knew in terms of this is going to be a pretty steep economic deceleration. There's a couple of things we will look through the Beige Book, though, to kind of get a better sense of. First of all, in terms of labor market conditions, what do companies see going forward? Those who haven't already laid off workers, what are their plans? And then secondly, what will this do for investment spending? So while the Beige Book is going to give us confirmation of what we see in the economic data, we'll have to look through that in terms of what do we see happening next? And going back to Gabriela's point, when do we see this economic recovery process begin to take hold? Now, obviously, there's a lot of preconditions that have to be met there first. First of all, as mentioned, we need to see the containment of the public health threat. That's the most immediate issue. And then secondly, we need to see that the initiatives that are put in place by both the Fed as well as the federal government through both monetary and fiscal policy channels are going to help us work through that transition period and allow the economy to restart once we work through that. So going back to where we're recommending, right now we're looking in three places. One, where we think there's some opportunities that have been, where we're seeing some dislocations in companies where we still think the long-term fundamentals are intact. We call these our discriminating buyers list. Secondly, sectors or asset classes that reflect an overly pessimistic scenario. And one example there is what we see right now in high yield. And then lastly, where we see some long-term trends that are still intact, for example, in areas like healthcare, secondly, in digital transformation, but also in this last thing that we talk about in terms of the move towards deglobalization.